Okay, while people come and trickle in, I'm just going to get us started. Um, Welcome everyone. Welcome if you were in the previous session and you stuck around for this one. We're so happy to see you. If you're new to the sessions this evening, welcome to the speaker series. My name is Hannah. I am a program development fellow with VIA. I have been working with VIA in some capacity since 2019, which has been an absolute joy. And facilitating this event with me tonight is Yuki Ueda, program director. I believe we all know Yuki, incredible human being, etc. Yuki, I would ask you to wave, but I don't think anyone can see you since we're spotlit. So just a couple of reminders for the evening. If you have any tech issues, you can directly message me in the chat. Our plan for tonight in this session led by Ryan, we're going to have a discussion session as well as a Q&A. For the discussion session, especially since we're a small group, please feel free to unmute yourself freely, but please save your questions until the end of the session. So we'll have a break in the middle for this discussion. Okay, and with that, I'm going to introduce Ryan, and then Ryan, you're in control for the next hour. So Ryan is a tech enthusiast and currently completing his master's in business administration at the University of Sunderland in the UK. Previously, he finished his BA in mechanical engineering. He believes that the metaverse and digital assets are the future. Ryan is young, fun, resilient, determined, and he loves taking risks. We talked about this a lot in the last 6 months. His experience in project management, content creation, education, technology, engineering, and entrepreneurship has led him to build Sone See Yar Academy, an edtech platform in Myanmar, which is what we will be hearing about tonight. I'll leave it to Ryan to introduce Sone See Yar, but before we commence, I would like to say on behalf of myself and my colleagues that it has been an absolute pleasure to work with Ryan and the Sone See Yar team, including Suzanne and Suyi. I think Suzanne is here tonight. Over the last 6 months, this is an incredibly hardworking, good-humored team who is committed to the task at hand and have overcome every obstacle that comes their way. In our team meetings, we talked a lot about how to leverage the VIA community or network support, and it goes without saying that this team and their work are so valued in this community. So, Ryan, it's all yours. Go ahead.
Thank you, Hannah, for welcome and introducing me, and Yuki as well. Okay, let me introduce myself again. I'm Ryan. I'm currently doing my master in University of Sunderland. It is 4 a.m. in here, but I'm fine. Right. So before we start introducing to the Sone See Yar, I wanna talk about kind of a brief history of Sone See Yar. How our product was kind of developed in last 3 years ago. So next slide, please. So Sone See Yar was founded in 2019 when I was 19 years old. So at that time, I was, I used to go kind of networking event, but in the networking event, I have been seeing how can I say a lot of talented people and businessmen and entrepreneur, a lot of senior people. But what I found is that there are very less group of the young people like me. I couldn't know it. So at that day, in 2019, around August, I met with my co-founder, who is called Cynthia from Australia. She was traveled to Myanmar for just a 2 week. At the line, she was also kind of now left the networking event. So she also want to meet with the new people. So we met in there. So we have kept some talk in there. I'm talk about her you will see it. There were a lot of talented people, businessmen, entrepreneur. You might not be finding the young people like me. So there are very few there. The reason is one the kind of networking event venue play is it in the bar, is in kind of the bid, kind of the business solution event in there. So for the young people like me, I'm afraid to go there. And then like not only me, like kind of young people, they couldn't afford to buy kind of, the trains is expensive. We having like in Myanmar, we having like kind of getting a very less amount of, you know, income, so we couldn't afford to buy it. So we afraid to go there. So I'm feeling that we young people also want to get kind of that networking event. So she was like, okay, give me your LinkedIn. And then like we talk about kind of like we both have kind of same comment in the hobby is the reading. So we talk about like the books, and then she was having my, the LinkedIn account. And then like what she saying, she is going back to Australia and next 2 day. But I'll be back in the next month. I have kind of business trip in there. So I want to give you kind of present for the book. So I didn't expect that she was text me in LinkedIn, like, and after I met, so she was just text me, hi Ryan, where are you? I'm in the Myanmar, but I wanna give you kind of present. I bring you the both to give you a present. So I got shocked. Oh, she still remembered me. She was bring the boat for all the way from Australia to the Myanmar. I was so happy, like, it's at that time it was like 19 years. To be very honest, I couldn't afford to buy the boat at that time, like it is expensive, like to buy an original boat. So I was getting like for simple as a present. We got some dog. So I like your idea that you wanna get a young people and then like and kind of networking places. She asked me that I'm going back to Australia after my job, maybe like just a 2 or 3 week. You want to handle all the thing to make it happen. Those kind of like the networking event, kind of like where the young people get at the places. So I was like, why not? I say we're talking to her. Why not? I can do it. Why I can do it? I'm ready to do it. So we was thinking about the name. The name is called the Sone See Yar. In just the second time when we met, we trying to be like make it happen, kind of Sone See Yar. So we straight away to think about the name called like the Sone See Yar. The Sone See Yar is a Burmese word. So the meaning is the place where the people gather. So when the second meet with her, we trying to be deploy the Sone See Yar co-working space in Myanmar. When we meet at like kind of we call 50th Street Bar. So we straight away we try to find a place. So she was like, don't try out. There is a condo in front of the 50th Street Bar. So we couldn't find any place that we will find over there in 50th Street Bar. There will be a lot of the rental place. So we open at the Sone See Yar co-work space in 50th Street, 50th Street condo in front of the 50th Street Bar where we start meeting, in the very first time. So that is how the Sone See Yar happened. So yeah. So in the Sone See Yar, the next place. So I will tell you more exactly then. So in the Sone See Yar, I start what I said before, I mentioned I came from a mechanical engineering. I have kind of a lot of mechanical, like kind of engineering friends because I also do, I'm also the president of my university of the student union. So I have a lot of know with the student. So I bring my all the student to my place. So I hold kind of engineering event in there, because I can say that there were like a lot of talent engineering in Myanmar because all of my friends kind of enthusiastic in being like, kind of to be the robot and kind of to participate in competition. The thing is, in the university, so as a being a student, I also forward like going to the university. I don't want to go there. It's a little bit far. It's better to get a place in the downtown. So I messaged to like my friends. So if you wanna get kind of like the gathering things or wanna hold an event, I'm ready to give you that places. So you can camp for free and you bring up a lot of people in my places. So people will get to know what that's idea. I will introduce, you hold an event. So kind of like, all right. So they comment that they're gonna hold like once a week, kind of to hold an engineering event in my place. And then like we start doing with like the engineering stuff. And then for the second, so when we got kind of like more network within like 2 months, so I find a volunteering teacher to teach in my places. So I just post in like the social media, a lot of teacher willing to teach in my co-working space. So they were like I guess like there were like 4 or 5 English teacher in there, and then one Chinese teacher, one Japanese teacher, one computer teacher, and then like we also do like kind of vocational training, the threading, and then kind of the we do kind of content marketing courses, the very short courses for like the marketing things, and then there were like a few like classes over there. It was great because I see like all most of the students are very, like how could I say it? They couldn't afford to pay the tuition fee to attend the other classes. They were like doing like um the housemaid, like they were like the waiter for the tea shop, I also reached out to like when I said the tea shop, so I asked to like the waiter, you wanna attend kind of English classes. So you tell your friend this happening in an English classes. I give him like the flyer, so he bring his friend also as well in my class, like they were like so unit in there. So we open for like the teaching classes, and then we also do social innovation. So you will see it, and there's just only 8 years left to fulfill our sustainable development goal. So we do kind of like social innovation things in our places. So we encourage the sustainable development things, and that we also do like reading classes, and then like we also do what is called in Myanmar war, there were like Lunge Zakawai, which is called like just a Shan talk. We talk about life, we talk about people, we talk about like everything, whatever we want. There were like the Shan talk in there. We also do the Zumba session, and then a lot of funny there. So it was like very great at that time. So we did it for like 6 months. Yeah, after the 6 months, the COVID showed up. Yeah. So the next slide, please. So yeah, we what I said before, we did it for like those physical things for within 6 months. I could see like within 6 months, we having like a lot of achievement, like we didn't expect that one. So but when the COVID hit, SP in the condo, so all the security don't want to let in our members and audience, so we couldn't do anymore. Even I go myself, like they were checking kind of very security things. So the bad thing is we render for like just a 6 months with the contract, 6 month contract before hitting the COVID. So we contract again for another 6 months. Just a month, we didn't know this. So after that, we have to close. So I could say we wait for like the 6 month render fee over there. We have to pay for SBN and Google, we have to pay for like the security things and elevator things and a lot of tests in there. We wasted money kind of. So my co-founder was very upset, I could say. her business was a little bit down, during COVID. So she gave up to run a Sone See Yar at that time. I also don't know what to do because I just fresh graduating there when the COVID happened. But the thing is, I I got a job in my university back because they know that I'm doing a lot of things. I have no work, and then like they want to recruit me as a kind of like the management training because to bring the student more active there. So I couldn't focus a lot of things in Sone See Yar, but like after 2 or 3 months in April, I just noticed that the Shan people are like kind of more active in online. There were like a lot of community there, a lot of group there who willing to learn something. So oh, I was like, if I write in physical place, so I couldn't bring a lot of people that maybe like not more than 25 people. If I do it in like the online thing, I could bring like more than 1,000 people. So there's an opportunity there. So I should do something. So I started doing kind of like, the free classes and then like the free event. So I just write kind of how to active in like the, what is called like the homestay, like how to learn in at home. So I was like the people were like very active to learn something. So I should do something kind of like what is called um there's also online Zoom meeting. So I'm trying to bring up a lot of volunteer. So when I find out like the volunteer, I can in the physical space, in this physical space, I can only add for like the volunteering teacher, kind of like some training. So when I call for like some stuff, there will be kind of like this transportation fee or I need to cover for it them. So when I call for like online, there were like a lot of young people who willing to like the volunteer to do the internship, like they willing to give like their time to promote our like the Sone See Yar thing or promote themselves as a gain the same experience. So I was like so happy. So I call for like a lot of volunteer. I guess like there might be more than 40 volunteer in my organization. Like it was like kind of get like for those 10 for like the full mass, another 10 for like another 5 or 6 months like that. So I bring kind of like a lot of activity. The next please. So there were like we hold for like 27 event both in physical and then digital like this cross sum. We invite 46 speaker 46 speaker like during just 1 year, just a 1 year, like 46 speaker. We bring 1,521 audience in our platform. Our I miss those times. Yeah. Okay. So the next, please. Yeah. So those were like we hold an event. So the first event like the good job. So like he was a Burmese polyglot. I met with like the 53 bar where I met the messenger, my co-founder in there. So he could speak for like more than the 14 languages. He's legend. So like he was like giving the people for like kind of how to learn like another languages, and then we who that kind of choose the right career we ran as an episode. There were like 5 episodes there, so I'm invite like the recruiting cost of them for like the big company, and then they give kind of giving suggestions and advice to our young people. We do the passion reality. Those 4 people are like the legion in Myanmar, kind of like social influencer in our country, like the biggest one, I could say it. So I'm bring those 4 like the one place, uh, there were like around more than 400 registered in there. So the participants were like, we did it for like the 4 day. So participants were like for 100, around 130 audience per day, like to join this event. And then we do kind of like educational, the class, the volunteer with I also ran with like volunteer teacher, and we create kind of like the the virtual classroom there. So and then we also did for like kind of education consultation, and then like how to study like online, and how to attend, like at that time a lot of private university turn into like the virtual learning thing. So we also connect with like the private university to deliver kind of information to our young to our student people. So we hope not even there. So yeah, the next piece. Yeah. So at that time, like we stay all right before the military coup happened. So we could see we were like a lot of young people are active to learn something. And then, they was hoping to finish the pandemic. So after the pandemic, they was like already, they know how to, like for me as well, I'm also studying mechanical engineer, but I didn't chance, like learn to how which field I really went into. So at that time, a lot of young people like get to know it, which career are they really interested. So in the pandemic, a lot of young people willing to change their career. So they are trying to like kind of like after the pandemic, I will get into tech career so that I will quit my university, my degree, and then like they will start with like the another uni with like their first year, or their major with the first year. So and then like a lot of and then like another like kind of young people group where like they trying to be finish their university, and will they get ready with kind of soft skill, like how to write an email, and how to hand the job, and then like how to present, like kind of how to do the presentation, everything they was set up. They was ready, like they're full energy, and they are full interest. But the thing is, when the coup happened, we don't care about the pandemic. We don't care about the university. We don't care about the school. So all the young people are trying to get out from the home, and then like they start protesting, and then like the government forced to open the university and college, but all the student and teacher are doing like the civil disobedience anti right now. So we could see it's been like since 2020 till now, it's been like almost 3 years, like the student didn't go to university. Not only the university student, also like the high school student and all the teacher, and also kind of like the doctors, and they're doing civil disobedience movement. So the thing is, when the military coup happened, I could say the people are getting poor right now. So because in the pandemic, so they try to be okay with like the pandemic thing. They were like online shopping. So when the military could open like they trying to squeeze like the people money, and then there was like bank crisis. They were like in the pandemic, in third wave, a lot of people die. So there was like a lot of change. I could imagine it. So also like inflation rate. So people like young people are like kind of get depressed, and they lost their hope right now. But the thing is, how could I say that? So emotional. Yeah, the thing is, when they have not kind of like they don't want to go to university anymore right now. They've been okay with themselves. So I think what they want to do is they want to kind of like get one professional, for example. So if he want to go to accounting, he was straight into accounting. He don't care any kind of like the university degree, or like they feel like the university is nothing right now. For the marketing people, they straight go to like marketing. But the thing is, they are finding like the online learning platform, like the affordable with the affordable prices. So maybe like there will be a lot of certificating in Google, Facebook, the TikTok. So it's a for example, so they don't care about university, they don't need it. They don't, they just notice that the the Myanmar education is not that much like kind of professional, so they can do by themselves. So I found that opportunity, so that people are willing to go straight to their the professional right way. So so I'm create kind of the Sone See Yar turn into the Sone See Yar Academy. So we open up like 5 or 6 courses around that time. So we open content marketing. So at that time, like the people when the traditional marketing turn immediately into like digital marketing. So a lot of people like catch up with like we just doing kind of like the Facebook marketing in Myanmar. So you will be straight that the people are selling diamonds, like diamonds, the jewelry things by doing the Facebook Live, just a Facebook Live that people are buying it within the Facebook Live, kind of like, the $5,000, $6,000. They don't even go to like the kind of jewelry shop and like not buying it in there, like the physically, they buy online. So people noticed that there were like a huge change in there. So so our main platform is, our idea is we gonna give like the people to kind of like professional skill in our platform. They could get it like before we join like the VR. So which is what we do in like the Sone See Yar Academy. So the next please, yeah. So we ran it by like the 3 month. So within the 3 month, we have been like the next week. Yeah. We open at 6 classes with like the 80 student in there. We have been 80 student without doing any advertisement. I'm sure we didn't post any, any single posted in like our social media platform. When we do kind of like workshop or kind of like the free courses, we just advertise it. So the student fill the forms and distribute like the class, Yeah, the next please. Yeah, yeah, it's all about like the next era of Sone See Yar Academy. So before I implement to like the next era of Sone See Yar Academy, let's discuss about something like online platform. So the Yuki will be kind of handling the discussion. Yeah, please. Could you help me to the discussion? Yeah.
Did you want to skip these 2 slides?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. I will come back after that. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I just want to echo what Hannah said at the beginning of the call and just say, oh, sorry, I should introduce myself. I'm Yuki. It's really nice to see all of you here. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, Myanmar. And yeah, it's been such an honor and a joy to work with Ryan and Suzanne and Sui and get to know more about the incredible work that they're doing. We heard a lot about kind of the evolution of Sone See Yar and Sone See Yar Academy, and also a lot of the kind of political and social changes that are happening in Myanmar right now, and why it's so important and why there's so much energy around online learning. But we wanted to invite all of you to have a discussion with us about online learning. What kind of experiences have you had? Whether it's taking an online course or going to a conference or going to an online event, some kind of online place where you're learning something. So in a moment, I'm going to put a couple questions up on the screen, and you can take, 30 seconds, a minute, just to look at the questions. You can write some notes. You can, write something in your phone if you want. And then we'll open it up for discussion. So like Hannah mentioned, you can come off of mute and just have an open discussion. You can write in the chat if that's easier for you as well. Okay, any questions? No, okay. So we have 3 questions for you for our first round. So the first one is, what are your favorite and least favorite things about online learning? Second question is, why might you prefer online learning over in-person learning? And third, what motivates you to keep learning something online? We know it's really easy to just stop going to class if it's online, but what are the things that make you want to keep going back to class? So I'll give you about 30 seconds just to write some notes or just to reflect. You don't have to answer all 3 questions. You can just answer one if you want, and then we'll open it up for discussion. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. If there's anybody who wants to share, totally invite you. You can use the raise hand function, or you can just come off of mute. Hey, Mark, go for it.
Hello. So I'm Hema, and nice to see you all in this call today. And so for the first questions, my least favorite thing is sometimes like the internet problem. And sometimes, I was planning to make turn at online learnings, and then the internet cut down, or and sometimes the technical error, like my laptop power is like cannot able to switch on or something like that. And for the second question, I personally prefer the online learning too, because like we can have flexible time, and the other thing is like we can save energy, and sometimes like we can just use the recorded video or sometime and study again. So the third thing is what motivate me to do the online learning is it save time, and the other thing is I can have my own time and save energies for doing in the online learning. Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Mark, thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, I think that resonates with a lot of people, how it can be really helpful to have those tools to review and to study on your own time. Yeah. Anyone else want to share?
Sure. I'm Wallace. Nice to meet you all. I recently joined VN. Thank you, Ryan, for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. So I'll answer some of the questions. What are my favorite and least things about online learning? I think my favorite one is, we kind of touched on it before, but really being able to go on my own pace and engaging when I feel the need to, and then stepping back when I do. And I think having that command in a classroom space is comforting, less threatening, right? And especially, and I think my least favorite thing about it is the same reason, right? Like being in the big rooms, especially, it's hard to get feedback sometimes. It's also feeling like being on the spot, right? And being in the spotlight. And I think especially when you are in a space where we are learning and afraid to make mistakes publicly. Sometimes I think that's a little threatening for online learning, but having a good safe space makes all of like appeases all of that. Why might I prefer online learning over in person? I think this is very simple. I have one answer for both of these next two questions, like what motivates me to learn something online. I think one big thing is I can learn something that I would never have access to, perhaps like even in my own community or like right across the street, right? Like I can learn something from someone across the world that in an instant and be able to exchange ideas, and then, which is really kind of what we're doing now, but having that exchange of knowledge and then being able to apply it right away, I think is an advantage that also motivates me to keep learning something online. So, thank you.
Wallace, thank you so much for sharing that. And Wallace is one of the newest members of our VIA team, so please welcome him into the fold. And I think you bring up a really interesting thing. There are a lot of emotions around online learning. People are excited about the opportunity, but also it's scary. There are so many things that, it's so new, so people still have a lot of like really emergent feelings that are coming up for them. Thank you. Maybe one more person. Go for it, Myatmo.
Hello, I'm Yamu. Nice to meet you all again. Okay. My favorite thing about online learning is that I can save time for transportation. I'm in Myanmar, Yangon. We need to take about half an hour or an hour to go out for class. And moreover, things are unstable here. Sometimes the phone may be exposed in anytime, anywhere. So we are not feeling safe here to go out, and we are safe than through online. Yeah, but the least thing about online learning is about that I feel quite lonely and isolated in my room, and I miss hanging out with my friends after class and make some connection like that. Yeah, it would be great if you make some activities after class activities or like that. Yeah, that would be great, and we feel connected with our friends in reality. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Myatmo. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to feel more isolated, but also, Sone See Yar is like the place where people gather, right? So there's maybe an opportunity too for people to be less isolated. And then I got a message in the chat. I don't know if you meant this to be public, but as we're in the middle of a pandemic, the thing that I really like is it's super easy and convenient for us to communicate with each other without physical interactions. But for the least favorite one, I would probably say about the slow internet connection, which disturbs us a lot while learning only, especially in Myanmar at this time. That's so true. Yeah, I think, there were a lot of times when it wasn't really about, well, with the coup and with the pandemic, there's a lot of safety concerns and that, online learning can help with. But outside of those things, online learning just makes things a lot more convenient and save time. Yeah, great. Thank you so much. Okay, so now that we know how our discussion forum works, we're going to do a second round with 3 more questions. Are you ready? Okay. So first question, what makes you willing to pay for an online course? So, Ryan and the Sone See Yar Academy team, they're trying to run a social enterprise and trying to get people to eventually pay for online courses, even though right now they're offering them for free. But what makes you willing to pay for an online course? The second question, what topics are you interested in learning about in an online format? Or what topics would you rather learn about in person? And tell us about your favorite experience in an online course. So again, I'll give you a couple minutes just to think, and then we'll share. Doyan, go for it.
Okay. Thank you for this question. And what makes me willing to pay for like online course? Because some courses we can get like free, but the programs and the what do you call this one? The programs and the lessons are pretty interesting still. So I really want to. I can pay for the course because of the because of the because of my interest of the subjects and lessons. So it's really make me to willing to pay for online course. And also I will answer the last questions like favorite experience in online courses like what do you call this one, the music, piano. Wow, I love to learn that. So on YouTube, and I learn by myself, and sometimes I always keep learning about that on YouTube, and sometimes I need to pay for the fees, just like $15 for 3 months per like. So I pay for it, and I learned from YouTube, and also there are courses from one of the teachers. So it's pretty interesting to learn online. Yeah.
Doyoung, thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's so interesting. Haymar wrote in the chat, if it's a music course, I definitely want to learn in person. So there's a lot of different opinions about, what is something that you want to learn in person versus virtual. Thank you so much. And then Leon, ooh.
Yes, so basically like for the first question, I mean like what I'm trying to take is some online course. Something is a little bit out of date, so that's why what made me willing to pay for online course. I want to pay for online course is kind of like more training in, for instance, like digital marketing, maybe artificial intelligence, machine learning, etc. So I'm definitely wanting to pay for this type of online course rather than some like outdated courses. So what topic are you interested in learning about in online? I'll say like SF and venture capital because it's really interesting for me. In the last 2 years ago, in 2019, I took one online course about entrepreneurship, and then it stayed a strong impact on me until right here. So that's why I just want to take on more about this setup and venture capital. How does it work? Because in here it's a little bit rare to talk about these issues. So for the third question, favorite experience is like you can learn. So mostly online courses about 2 to 3 minutes, so that you can take this course, and then if you don't clear, you can go on the YouTube channel and you can go on the website, and you can read both at the same time, and then you can come back to these videos and watch again. So it's dramatically make you to feel like understand every single thing from different dimensions. So that's why I would like to. This is my favorite experience in the online course. So yeah, thank you so much.
Leon, thank you so much for sharing that. I think that's really good feedback for Ryan. When he's trying to think about what courses to offer. So hearing that people really want, the most cutting edge modern technology related courses, because I know he loves those things too, but also the courses that are a little rare, courses that it's hard to find access to. Yeah, that's really great feedback. And then I see one more. Haymar wrote, if the course topic is interesting and something related with my career, that makes me willing to pay for an online course for sure. If it's going to help you, get paid more money or, advance to the next level. And Zuzan said, thank you so much. We got so many thoughts from your feedback. Great. All right. So if there aren't any last minute burning thoughts, I will pass it back to Ryan. Thank you so much for the discussion.
Right. So thank you so much. I feel like you might get bored in 30-minute presentation, but don't get bored. There's a very interesting like the for Sone See Yar Academy right now. So how our new team and like the peer improve as within 6 months, there's the next era of Sone See Yar Academy. So Yuki could help me to like to know the previous like the mission and vision, please. Yeah. So we have found like the kind of program statement in New Era Sone See Yar Academy. So we've been like we present political instability and then CDM movement, like and then the government couldn't give like the free education. I mean, like even the free education, they couldn't afford to give kind of like quality education because there were like a lot of CDM teacher there. So when the student go to the private university, they were like a lot expensive there. So the people couldn't go there. So yeah, so we trying to make the new development of like the Sone See Yar Academy right now. So yeah, the next please. So we have a vision like all the CDM student, they want to kind of get a continuous quality education. And then like in Myanmar, kind of like when you go, they don't, for example, like for the disability, I feel like they don't even get a chance to go like the school and university. I'm not seeing like disabled people in our university and school in my entire life, And then like the teachers are jobless right now. So they got fired by like the military government because they do like the civil disobedience movement. So, and then like the young people. So young people are like not having kind of, doing nothing right now. I could feel they just doing kind of like using social media, and then like they call deeper by having kind of update news by that day by day, a lot update there, And then like there's no community in our young platform right now, the issue. So with our new team with Susan and Sui with our WFBI the program. So we trying to develop kind of the next era of Sone See Yar Academy right now. That is so interesting. Will like it. The next please. So the next year. So we trying to create kind of also web and mobile platform as a Sone See Yar Academy. So we having like very simple two feature. The student can learn on our platform. The teacher can teach on our platform. So for example, like for the student, they wanna having like attend kind of one course, for example, content marketing. There will be like recorded video. There will also be kind of like the live session within the like kind of during what, for example, if you wanna attend like kind of the content marketing, you will accept for your getting like the recorded video classes. Although that within that month, you will be having like 2 or 3 webinar in there. There will be free event there. So, and then there will be like assessment there. So you will find it out for the teacher. For example, if you're a teacher, you're willing to teach something, don't know what to do right now. So you can contact with us, and then like we discuss about it, what you want to teach, what's your profession is, what's your qualification, and then like, so you have your like kind of the teaching experience, and then we talk about like the courses. So for example, if you want to teach English classes, so we discuss about it. So we try to create your English classes in our platform. Like you don't need to do anything. We discuss about like the course outline, course syllabus, and everything. And then when we do like the video recording, then we try to give you kind of guidance and everything. And then when you are giving us a materials and like the recorded, like the raw things, so we trying to edit out with our own, like the, for the PowerPoint, we will have you. For the video editing, we will have you. For the like the recording, then you have been further, we will send you like the microphone, and then you record yourself and like the delivery is back, and then we save your record, and then we trying to add the recording like to make like the beautiful courses in our platform. So what you do is just teach, just teach you with, like you don't need to worry anything. Yeah. So the next please. So what I said before, in our academy, we trying to give like students as a webinar things. We trying to be also focusing on progress because for right now in Myanmar, the internet price is getting expensive right now. So in like the young people are like just wasting their time with like the social media. So we try to encourage that progress. And there are a few like audience in Myanmar for using the progress. So we try to encourage the progress. So that knowledge is very relevant there. So we also trying to give the education like with the social media content as a knowledge sharing things like and then we also give kind of like education consultation as well. So we trying to connect with like education consultant agency to get kind of free education consultation thing, because a lot of young people are also willing to study abroad as well, like to getting like a scholarship information. So we try to do it and then kind of like career sport as well. So the next please. Yeah. So this is a very draft. I'm showing how the student can access our courses. So for example, if you are attending like IELTS courses, so there will be like the recorded video for 5 hours. You need to do by yourself, and then they also like the practice material you need to do by yourself. After that, after each unit, you have to submit it. Our lecturer, our assistant lecturer will be kind of doing like the marking things, and then you need to be kind of reading the articles and then give the feedback, and then you also need to kind of listen the program. After that, you need to be kind of we have the community there. You need to be to kind of like discussion, and then we're doing many webinar in our platform. We have like 18-hour student support. When the student having like that technical issue, we open for like 18-hour. We just only close 12 to 6, and then we having like the final exam or assessment. You have to submit it. After all, then you will be having like the certificate. Yeah. The next please. So this is what we are doing right now. So we having like 3 stages. So the first of all, we're trying to be develop kind of like 4 courses right now. After the 6 courses, so we're doing like the website. We trying to be create the LMS thing, learning management system. We have our own LMS. We are now developing it. After the 12 months each year, maybe at end of 2022, we trying to provide the application to our community. Yeah, the next please. So that is our the next 12-month journey. We trying to create 20 classes. We aiming for like 18,000 students, and then we're trying to be recruit or collaborate with the e-teacher for our platform. Yeah. The next please. Yeah, that is the final thought for me. So education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world, especially in Myanmar. The poor country like me, the education is the most important factor. The student couldn't go to university, student couldn't go to the school, and then students don't know how to do it right now. So here is the chance to do something for if you're a teacher, you can also join with us, for example, you can volunteer with us. If you're the teacher, maybe not a lot of people getting benefit, but the Shan community, like the very small community, will get something with us. So yeah, next please. So we really looking for the collaboration or partnership with any organization. So if you are the the recruitment agency you can cooperate with for like the career school. And if you are like the mental awareness community, you can cooperate with for like the mental, you know, the improve like kind of young people mentality. And then if you are rich, you can school it up for like, you know, send more of like the financial thing, you know, like not a bit amount, you can like kind of like small penny amount of money, like to create a course, to recruit a teacher, you know, like to develop our platform. And then you can also like feel free to give like the feedback or suggestion to our platform. Yeah. So the presentation is over. Thank you so much for like the patience and like listen to me. So I'll hand over to Yuki. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ryan, for sharing all of that information. And you've worked really, really hard with your team to, build a platform and really potentially change the way that education is offered, not only in Myanmar, but all over the world. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing your journey. So we'll open it up now to everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat, or you can again raise your hand and come off of mute. Any questions coming up? Well, I'll start us off with a question. Ryan, you said that you started this journey when you were 19 years old, and you've had to shift and learned a lot of things along the way. Do you have any advice for people who are kind of starting on that same journey?
I could say just take risks, because I took a lot of risks in my life. I could say I'm not that rich. I can say because when I was young in 19, I could get a lot of like the pocket money I saved myself for like I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't spend like a lot of money. I don't go party. I don't buy kind of like the things, and I save money. And then like I try to get now, and then take get network. And message you can, if you having like a lot of network, there are plenty of people around you can help you something. So get network. So here's the reason that Sone See Yar is happen because of like networking. Sone See Yar stay here because of network. VN spoke me, my team spoke me. I'm nothing like without network, like so. And then take risks. Don't afraid to do something. Just do it, Just don't think about it. Anything. Just that.
And hustle. Ryan is like the epitome of the word hustle, like always working, waking up. He just went to a conference and, tickets were really expensive. So he said, hey, can I volunteer? And so I can meet all of these great people at this conference. So yeah. Thank you for that advice. And it looks like we have a question from Leon Wu.
Yes, so thank you so much for sharing. I feel so inspired by listening to your presentation, like the way you would like to enhance this type of the online learning system. So first question, I just want to ask, like, what is the focus points and differentiation in your organization? Because I have seen so many other organizations out there, they're just trying to build this type of online learning platform in terms of website, in terms of the application, etc. So that's why what is the focus area that you would like to tap into, and then along the journeys, like what type of like categories students like to watch this type of online courses. So yeah, there's two questions.
Yeah, that was a great question. So the first question is kind of like what we are unique is in Myanmar, we could see like there were like a few teachers who get hired by like online education platform. For example, like a lot of CDM teacher will get fired by like military. So that they couldn't do anything right now. So they trying to do kind of like open like online shopping, and then they trying to sell something, not doing like the professional work. So I'm trying to bring those teachers to my online my platform. For example, like for the high school teacher, he or she want to teach kind of like the mathematics thing. So he don't know how to start, like in the online, how she can teach the online, because you might notice that, a lot of the teacher are like the old ages you will be seeing in the high school and university. They are very, afraid of technical thing, like just a phone, like they don't even know how to use the Facebook. So we trying to like collaborate with those teachers, like to bring our platform. We will have everything what they did in like that technical or digital help. So there is our one unit point. Another unit point is that we try to collaborate with like a lot of how can I say, like the organization and company, like to gain the, I could say like they're rich. So they're rich, they don't know how to use their CSR money. So we try to collaborate with them and then bring a lot of courses to our community. Yeah, there's the first question. Like we trying to be the unit with those team, and then the second question, we trying to be the community back, because I could say, I'm very honest, I'm work in private university, so I know how they do kind of like I'm seeing those building are not a private university and education university. I'm seeing those building are just like the business building, they're doing business, not a given real quality education. They trying to set up the target with like to give kind of, the education thing with like a lot of with expense. So people couldn't afford to go it, like to attend it. So I'm trying to give, for example, like for a business sector, I'm trying to be the right into like for the marketing sector, finance sector, and then I'm trying to be develop kind of like the local set enter the category, and then the student, like they don't need to go to get kind of go to like the university and school, and then they can learn in our platform, and then like they could gain any like the skills or professional thing, Yeah, I could say there are a lot of university and college, they're trying to give kind of diploma thing, but there's no credit as well. So we also not given like credit teams, the credit system, but they also not doing it. So it's fine. If the student really know about what they are doing, they're fine, So this is my mission. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for your question. It's a great question. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I just like it is literally challenging. It's like especially the teacher don't have a like technical literacy. Like they even have a barrier, so like Google Form, etc. So the way you're doing is really great, and keep going. And yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, those are some really great questions, and hopefully there have been some connections made here. I'm going to throw some contact information into the chat if you want to learn more about VIA and the accelerator program that Ryan and Sone See Yar were part of. And of course, if you want to learn more about Sone See Yar, they have a website, they're on Facebook, and you can email them as well. So if you have any questions, you can follow up with them there. So with that, I will just say thank you so much to all of you for taking time out of your day to join today. And of course, thank you so much to Ryan for sharing your wisdom and your journey with us.